Well, hello, everybody. How are you doing today? It's Becky Raney, and today I'm going to be talking to you about emotions. And don't you think that over the past couple of years of the pandemic, that has even created more of an epidemic with the emotional upset and anxiety and just connectivity with people? And yeah, there's such a loss in our society now with being able to manage our emotions. And the reason why this topic interests me is that I always had kind of a I don't know, I felt kinda sorry for myself or was more of an emotional creature growing up, and in the past, it seemed like as I was growing up, the culture back then was to ignore your emotions or to, um if you couldn't manage your emotions, you were, weak or, this is just a conversation just out there, like, "Buck up, get to work," or those things that were very prominent around me. And I think that kind of has created a misconception on really how our emotions do impact our health. And I always had such major stomach problems growing up. And as I look back now as an adult, I could see where my emotions affected my health. And the good thing is, it's all reversible and we can really work on that. And that's what we're going to talk about today is we're going to go through this guide and this class and look at the basics of how things work. So let me just go ahead and share my screen here and hopefully you can see everything okay here. So, um, going through this, we're going to talk about all this. Let's turn the slide there, get this thing working. So basically, in this class, we're going to talk about the science behind the emotions and the essential oils. We're going to talk about the tools and the habits for a healthy body chemistry. And that's like where I really like to focus on is like really how the emotions do affect our health. And that's just really incredible about the chemistry behind that. We're going to talk about the practical emotional wellness steps you can take now. These tools are simple, you have them already right there in front of you. So, when we look at the basis of where emotions are, they're through the spirit, mind, and body. And we are created as a whole, like a creature, we're as a whole with spirit, mind, and body. Wouldn't you agree? And so when we go through and we talk about um, these three things, they're really inseparable. Like you can't separate them from, communicating to each other on a cellular level, right? So this means that your body is brilliant in design and naturally wants to be balanced as a whole. And so, meaning your body is made up of these intelligent cells wired to restore health. You hear a lot of stories about, people getting better and things like that. Well, yeah, it's like, it's not like the car was wrecked and not being able to be repaired. You can actually repair it. Okay. So, your health and your happiness is more precious than gold. And I invite you to learn about this amazing opportunity here on how, and ask you to be open minded on how this works. So emotions are information carrying molecules. So when you look at this diagram, we have these molecules here, and they bind and react to cell receptors, which is this Y-shaped here. That's the cell receptor, where they can insert themselves into the cell and impact our cells and function and behavior, right? So, to learn more about this, the neuroscience has discovered that emotions are information carrying molecules that bind and react to cell receptors. They go into the cell, impacting function and behavior. In other words, emotions in their smallest, most basic form are chemical molecules. In this image, the cell is receiving these molecules on one of its receptors. Receptor molecules are the function and senses or scanners, much like our eyes and ears. These receptors gather in a cluster at the surface level of a cell, waiting for a chemical to attach a message. The new information is received inside the cell, impacting your energy level, your behavior, and your mood. It's fascinating to discover how emotions really do affect our health. So emotions are processed throughout the body because emotions are chemicals. They are not limited to the mind. So emotions flow and process throughout the body. The science reveals that there are complex neural processing functions in the mind, the heart, and the gut. These three brains are neural networks with independent memory and intelligence. This means you can actually process feelings in each of these brains. So you have the mind, which is the logic into intellect. Well, we like to think that it's intellect, right? Sometimes when we get upset, sometimes that doesn't happen so well, right? But the subconscious mind behavior directs over 90% of the behavior. In the heart, it's the intuition. There are more neural pathways that run from the heart to the brain, from the brain to the heart. And then you have your gut, go with the gut feeling. 90% of body's serotonin and other feel good chemicals are produced in the gut. So when you feel good, when your gut's happy, you're pretty much happy throughout the rest of the body, right? So let me go ahead and start to explain to you how these work. When we're talking about the three brains and the connection and wellness, um, it's really amazing, again, how we want to see how the body reacts. So when we talk about this, we're going to go through and say, your three brains instinctively process or everything in life, right? So when we have our life experiences, like the dog is barking, the phone is ringing, the baby's crying, the husband's wanting dinner, all these things are going on in life. And how do you feel? Like things, maybe you received a phone call, what was very upsetting, right? And so then your brain starts processing it. Your mind says, I have to figure this out. Your heart's saying, oh my gosh, I feel overwhelmed. And your gut is saying, I am stuck. So have you ever felt anything like this woman in this picture? In this image, you might see how each brain sends its own message, right? Then the mind might think, have to figure this out, and the heart says all these things. But think about what's happening in a biochemical reaction that is occurring. One may feel conflicted or confused, even notice an unsettled stomach. These negative reactions are the consequence conflicting messages which disrupt internal balance. This results in disconnection or dis-ease, right? So when we think about the word dis-ease or disease, so what happens is when we think we feel something simultaneously, it's basically a new belief is being created. In this example, she concludes, I am not good enough, where we are always reinforcing old beliefs and patterns. Nurturing a belief produces fruit, or are you really producing a weed? So in this picture, this woman needs some balance, right? We can all relate to her, so let's put some balance on. So if you have any balance with you, grab it. Go ahead, and I like to take a drop of it and rub it on my chest like this. And it's incredible how these oils respond to our bodies, right? So when we look at the full picture of this, we have the life experience, blah, phone rings, she receives some information, her brain is processing it, and her brain is saying things like, I have to figure this out. Her heart is saying, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and then her stomach is saying, I'm stuck. She creates a reaction, like conflicted feelings, unsettled stomach, maybe she gets a headache, and then the belief, again, we're talking about in this belief situation, is that we pull out old patterns because we're constantly wanting to reaffirm those old patterns, like I'm not good enough. But really, you can create a whole brand new outcome with this. So instead of creating a weed or pulling, you can actually pull that weed out and actually create healthy emotions that you can adapt with, right? It's like writing a new chapter in your book. So I invite you to close your eyes and listen to the language your body is speaking to you. Do you feel whispers of head tension or stomach pain? Does your heavy heart feel conflicted? Think of these activities and habits in your week. Based on what you discovered, what is the weed you want to remove from your life? It might be a negative thought, a relationship, or substance. For instance, I may have a thought pattern, I'm overwhelmed and stressed. It seems to come up often. If you feel you know that that is a weed, go ahead and jot that down. So take a minute and think about all the different weeds that you may be cultivating inside your thoughts and processes. Now, we've talked about the power of the body and the science of emotions. Now, I want to introduce you to the oils. Now, we just talked about the balance oil, and essential oils are incredibly effective emotions tool. This is this is a mood blend called Balance. It is calming, grounding, and central nervous system. It contains frankincense, a powerful cleanser and magnifier that holds open the mind's eye. So you can apply it to your forehead, right? And it connects to the soul with its authenticity. So apply it to your heart. And would you like to share your experience with what this balance was for you when you were processing this? So if you do have any experience, I would love to have you write it down in the chat. That would be really great to hear and to share what's going on. So emotions and essential oils interact chemically because both emotions and essential oils are chemically based. A powerful reaction occurs as they contact within the body. Essential oils are very chemically complex, which is why each oil is able to have many uses and applications. So we can look at like wild orange. So essential oils promote emotional purification, like a detoxification, and anchor to a healthy biochemistry. This means that they are efficient in detoxing the cell and restoring proper cell function. And it is amazing as a biocompatible essential oils are to our body. Like our body will accept them very easily. Now, this is a picture of wild orange. Wild orange tends to be more of a happy oil. We like to call it a happy oil. And so if you were to take a look at the wild orange, that's a great way to experience it. Now, if you have some wild orange, go ahead and experience it, put it in the diffuser. And now we're going to talk about the processes of essential oils. Now, if we were to look at a peppermint leaf and actually rub the leaf, you could smell the peppermint, right? So this is a peppermint leaf magnified, and you can actually see the oil sacs that are underneath the leaf. Oils actually have over 40 million trillion molecules, these chemical compounds, and they service every cell within the body within minutes. Tiny molecules from this chemical compounds in essential oils can service these cells because our body accepts them readily. Choose carefully. That is why essential oils and the proper essential oils are so important, because you want to have the proper chemistry, potency, and effectiveness within inside that oil. Not all essential oils are rated equally. For example, in this chart, we're looking at synthetic oils like toxic chemicals. You go into some stores and you can smell the fragrances and it might give you a headache. Well, it could be the toxicity that's part of that blend. Food like extracts and flavorings, they're not real essential oils. And then we have the certified pure tested grade essential oil that doTERRA has, that is an incredible difference. When you smell the difference, even there's no chemicals in them, right? So how to use essential oils for emotional wellness? Well, essential oils are dynamic, meaning they supply targeted support for your healthy emotions and for your physical body. I find that's just really incredible. So when we're looking at taking on the essential oils, you can take them three ways. So aromatically, the fastest way to affect your mood is to use a diffuser and put like the wild orange in the diffuser. Aromatic molecules have direct access to the lymphatic area and or emotional seat of the brain. You can use the peppermint oil, and this is a great oil for balancing scattered, anxious feelings and brings harmony to the mind and body. So, stimulate self-repair, you can use these oils topically. So you can rub them on the back of the neck, across the forehead, or even on the bottoms of your feet. You'll get the same effect. Some essential oils pass through the blood-brain barrier. So think of that. You can apply them over your heart, over your wrists, and over where the blood veins are to help circulate through your system. I like to apply essential oils over my stomach, especially with the digestion. It's amazing. Another beautiful essential oil for like grief, for example, is the breathe oil. It supports emotional cleansing and respiratory function. And so, taking oils internally, for example, you can have a balanced reaction. So, the certified, pure, tested grade label for dietary use may be taken under the tongue, in the water, in a gel cap to support overall health. I like to take like frankincense, for example, and put it on the top of my thumb and rub it on the roof of my mouth and around my gums. Um, it's a really great way to take that oil. So, On Guard is an oil that we like to take internally, and this one is the protective blend. It's protective, right? And so it works with the vulnerability. It gives emotional strength and boosts immune function. So here, when we're talking about these essential oils, when you go through and work through this process and think about what's upsetting you, what the emotion is, maybe even taking a look at what your um, physical shifting is happening, you can actually focus on what do you want to plant? Like what kind of focus of energy are you wanting to create in that mindset? So we have lots of products that we can go through and talking about cellular support. So we're working at looking at the foundation of supporting our bodies. And when I was dealing with my stomach with food allergies and all these things going on, it's really incredible when I can go back and look at myself in the third and fourth grade when I was diagnosed with uh, um, I was diagnosed with an ulcer when I was in the third grade. And I always was a very sensitive little thing. And you can yell at me and I'd cry for days, you know? And when I started as an adult taking the lifelong vitality pack, you guys, I never expected it to really help support my emotions. I realized that I was not having that spiral down effect that was happening with me. And I will never go without the lifelong vitality. There is a lot to be said with having the foundation dose of the essential oils and the vitamins and the nutrients and everything that we need to be able to support our body, to give our body the best chance to be able to fight whatever comes our way, right? There's also a new product called the MetaPower. You're going to be hearing a lot about that. The MetaPower Advantage comes, it's a collagen with NMN. And we have a whole nother class as well talking about the NMN and the different benefits of the MetaPower products. So you want to be able to give your body the energy and supporting it with the minerals again and healthy fats to be able to give ourselves a chance. And then we go ahead here. These three products are a must as well. If you haven't done a detox, maybe starting out the first of the year would be a great way to cleanse those toxins out of our body, which clog those receptor sites, right? That cause negative thinking. And so, if we're able to then also help with the inflammation inside our body, within the processes of digesting the food, because remember, the gut is one of the brains. And if we're able to have the gut functioning its best to be able to help cook those nutrients throughout your body, then that is so important too. Terrazyme is a product that is going to help you digest your food. So if you tend to have a slow digestive system like I do, Terrazyme, take one with each meal, and then maybe three with the biggest meal, and you can really start to see things moving through your body. You need to have at least two bowel movements a day. It's really critical to be getting those thought. You do not want the food rotting in your stomach, right? Also, the PB Assist, which is a probiotic. This PB Assist is a beautiful patent product that doTERRA has with a dual capsule cell. Inside this capsule has a green part that has all the nice bacteria that's good for our body. On the outside of it is the fiber-based prebiotic, which helps protect the probiotic to get to the lower intestines where it belongs to do its job. It helps it get past through all the stomach acids and things that are going on there. Now, the GX Assist stands for the Detox Program, and this is something that you do just for 10 days. It's really important, and I'm going to start this as well on January 1st to be able to help me get a good start with a good program for the first of the year. Okay, so another product that you really want to consider, and this product for emotions, I take daily. And I love it in the pill form. And it's incredible when I forget to take this product, how, um, I have this little mental checklist that I do. Have I been working out? Am I sleeping? Did I get a good night's rest? Am I eating 3 balanced square meals a day? Am I exercising? All these things are so important. And if I can check those boxes and I'm still feeling down, then this here is the magic toolbox for me. So taking a look at the adaptive product is really important. There's a whole nother class on this, so stay tuned, all right? Now, moment by moment support. When we're going through and talking about different tools that doTERRA has come out with, this is a essential emotions kit that you can actually purchase. It's got 6 different oils and really incredibly designed to have all of the different blends of the single oils in there. I like to look at this chart because it really talks about, a lot of people say, well, I don't know what oils to be using for certain emotions, right? Well, when you look at this chart, you can always remember that the citrus is up in the tree, the fruit is up in the tree, and mints tend to be more uplifting, right? So if you're feeling anxious or insecure, discouraged or anything, and you want to be uplifted, reach for those mints and those citrus oils. Now, on the other side of that, herbs, grasses are really low to the ground. Trees are really strong, sturdy, and they got big root systems. So if you're thinking about needing to be supported or some stability or strength, then reach for those kinds of oils, okay? Now, floral, when we look at the rose, especially when all flowers tend to start out as a bud, right? And the petal is really tight. And as it opens up to the sun, then you're opening up your heart. So when you think about flowers and how you are hurt or need a hug or something like that, reach for a flower type oil. Spices, if you're just feeling unenergized, especially after the pandemic, we need more spice in our life, then reach for those spices. We have a lot of really good spices. And what doTERRA has done is they've created blends of each oil here that has the different of each one to be able to support you in all aspects. And again, here's the kit here. It comes in a rollers, which are nice and convenient, and a 5 ml bottle. Also, something to consider is this Essential Emotions book. You can go to www.essentialemotions.com, and they have this wonderful chart. They came out with this new steps, 3 steps through breakthrough. So if you maybe have a child in your life that can't describe what they're feeling, they can look at these little pictures of faces and be able to describe what they're feeling. You can actually flip through the emotions book, and it also comes in an app on the phone, which I actually think is more convenient because it's with you all the time. And what's really cool is you can look at the emotion that you're feeling, click on that, and it will actually take you to a description of the different emotions that you want to do a deeper dive. And then you can look at the oil. So actually I took a screenshot here of an oil where it gives you a description of what it's doing and maybe the emotions that it's supporting. And then if you click at the body, maybe you have a backache or a headache, and then you can actually look at maybe different oils that can help support in that specific area. Now, this is part of the emotions coaching that I've been doing, and I'm now almost. I got a few more here as of this. My goal is to get done with this by the end of the year. But next year, I am. My goal is to be a certified essential emotions coach, and basically that is walking through what I just told you as far as what you're feeling, what how is it going for you, and then what different oils you can use to help support that. And it's been really incredible. I've been really enjoying the process with people. It's very light. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? And to, really when I want to talk to you about it, how long have you been carrying some of these things around that are really actually affecting your day-to-day processes in life? And so let's have a powerful 2023 and really get through all those, right? Now, how will I nourish myself? Again, like I was telling you earlier, I always do this mental check. Am I drinking enough water? Am I exercising? Did I get enough sleep that night? Am I eating the right foods? And am I going through my processes like resting and meditating and doing my prayer work? That's really important as well. So, um, what's really just incredible about this whole class is doTERRA loves to talk to you about filling a bucket drop by drop. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but it does work through um, moment by moment. Like as you're going through and dealing with maybe something happened today, life happens, right? You can actually learn to use these tools to be able to help you manage through the day. And so, anyhow, I also, if you're not a member of doTERRA, would like to invite you to join with us today. And we have some beautiful kits that are really wonderful to be able to help you get balanced and back on track. And again, this kit is one of my favorite kits because it has the three supplements that we addressed briefly. And it also has the enzymes and the probiotics. We also are talking about, gosh, lots of essential oils here. We've got the single oils of lavender, lemon, peppermint, and frankincense, tea tree oil, and oregano. And then we have the doTERRA blends, of course, the adaptive blend that I spoke about, the deep blue oil, which is really wonderful for tension, right? doTERRA Serenity, which is wonderful for helping you get that good night's sleep. We have the doTERRA On Guard. Again, we talked about that being the protective blend. We have the doTERRA Digestin and doTERRA Breathe. All of these oils are really mapped out beautifully in the Essential Emotions Guide. So it's wonderful to see that they come together. And of course, taking care of your hygiene with toothpaste and the On Guard protective gels and the hand sanitizer is really important as well. And I especially love this because it comes with a diffuser, and that diffuser is the La Luz diffuser, and it's just an incredible diffuser to have. It's sturdy, really hard. It's not like those you can buy on Amazon that are really cheap plastic. And I actually know that those can be very dangerous too, as far as electrical. So be careful with those. These doTERRA diffusers are wonderful. Now, here's some other kits that you can take a look at. The Aromatouch Technique Kit is a whole nother class and program, but it actually is really wonderful for those who are struggling with some uh, deep issues that they would really like to work through. Now, I even know people who have worked on maybe addictions and things like that with this program. Here's the MetaPower system that, again, we're going to be starting January 2nd with this wonderful MetaPower program. Um, these are all enrollment kits. And if you really wanted my opinion, I would start with the Healthy Habits Kit because it's the first of the year. Again, this is going to help give you some 5 basic oils that are just beautiful. I believe it's wild orange, lavender, balance, frankincense, and on guard, and the deep blue rub has everything you need to be able to get started with the first of the year. Um, and so if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. We do, with our re-enrollment, I like to do a lifestyle overview where we can go through and talk about how to use these oils in your life, going through and using them in every areas from cooking to cleaning to on your body and for your overall support. And if you are very much interested in maybe sharing these with others, I would love to have an opportunity to do a class in your home and to share these beautiful oils with other people. Let's do that. And maybe you'll see, like with me, I was never going to do network marketing. I had a bad thought about network marketing in my mind, but as I saw how much it's changed my life with my health, that I know that these products are so amazing, and it's really the only way you can get these products in your hands. And so sharing these with other people has been just life-changing for me. And that is my goal, is to make a huge impact and difference for you in your life, like it has with mine. So I've been having the amazing opportunity to go all over the world sharing these oils in India, Tanzania, and Dubai, and South Africa, and it's just been an incredible journey. So I would love for you to join with me. And if you would like to learn more about that, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk with you about it. And if you're interested in getting an enrollment kit, I will have a link below on how to sign up and join, or just call me and I'll be happy to walk you through the process or enroll you for you. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to future classes with you. Please click like on the video below and share this with other people if you'd like, and we'll talk with you soon. Thank you so much for sharing this journey with me, and God bless.